many of you have an iPhone? A lot. Do you like the design of it? Well, in the market, as we all know, there are hundreds of smartphones with various characteristics, styles, prices, and brands. iPhone is #1 in sales, being at the same time one of the most expensive of all. But why do people spend so much to get it? Why they are so attracted to iPhone and its interface? Is it the way it looks? Is it the way it works? Surely it is a phone with clean and shiny design, and people use it to communicate and interact based on a common and simple interface, enabling even the most ignorant about technology. Most of us, if not all, like its design, and we appreciate its simplicity and uniqueness.
We believe that iPhone represents the broad appreciation of design and beauty in everyday life, which comes with a respectful cost. Steve Jobs said, "Some people think design means how it looks, but of course, if you dig deeper, it's really how it works." How about our cities?
We spend so much for a phone, but we don't pay attention to our cities. Do you like that image? Do you understand its organization? How can our cities function with an absence of design and organization? Similar to the iPhone example, our cities should be respected and appreciated. They should be places of desire where people want to live in, visit, and experience. How can we achieve that? Design and beauty is the means to make our city beautiful and make people love and respect them.
Design and beauty is a product of logic and organization. Our cities are the physical interfaces where people live, evolve, and produce. Our cities function by design and not by default. And by design we mean to organize the public spaces, the urban circulation, the urban fabric, by providing a simple set of rules and then let the city processes run. Architecture and design are the means to create those ideal interfaces. What is missing from our cities is quality architecture, the iPhone of architecture, simplicity, efficiency, and beauty.
When we were asked to make a design proposal for a plot of 200,000 square meters in Botanikos, which is an area 3 kilometers west from the city center of Athens, we asked ourselves, what is missing from Athens? How can we make this city more attractive? How can we generate social interaction and make people love and respect this city? The main element that is missing from Athens and most Greek cities is green areas. So we decided to propose a prototypical typology, and instead of building 20 or 30 meters building heights, to take the same volume and increase in height, thus create some densities. So this project, which is called Athens Vision, is proposing a new arrangement where we designed an urban park, a master plan which we combine office towers, residential towers, retail plazas, and green areas.
The concept of Athens Vision is that it continues the flows of the surrounding areas into our plot, creating new pedestrian networks, which is the basis of our design. It is a park which has areas such as flower gardens, pond, the canal, and forest areas. Areas where people can break out and enjoy the weather. We have also areas such as the fruitland and the cultivation gardens, where the neighboring agricultural university comes in and educates people about the environment and cultivation. At the center of our master plan, there is a central amphitheater where the cultural events take place. The design of the towers, as well as the whole master plan, embeds structural and environmental parameters adapting to the local conditions and needs.
Winston Churchill said, "We shape our buildings, thereafter they shape us." We strongly believe that the urban environment shapes our attitude, our behavior, and our daily routines. By improving our urban spaces, we give new perspective to people who live and experience the cities.
Architecture is here to create those qualities and therefore increase the quality of our lives. 65% of the total population will be living in urban environments in the years to come. Traffic congestion will get worse. Question arises, how fast are we going to commute? It is said that a developed country is not a place where the poor have cars. It's a place where the rich use public transportation. Indeed, public transportation will be the fastest and the most environmental-friendly means to commute.
We designed a family of stations for a competition organized by the Chicago Architectural Foundation and the Chicago Architectural Club. The brief was calling for 3 BRT stations for the city of Chicago. BRT stands for Bus Rapid Transit, and it is the next generation bus. It combines the benefits and speed of train and tram while keeping the flexibility of the bus. Chicago has a rich architectural heritage, thus we thought that our station should have an iconic design which will transmit the Chicago's identity into the everyday life of the city and offer a unique experience for the passengers. We treated the 3 stations as 3 mutants of the same design family.
The stations are 40 meters long and 200 square meters of area each. We wanted to achieve big spans, offering generous spaces to the public, with as fewer columns as possible. This is where the idea of a shell structure was born. The structural constraint became design opportunity. The structure rises for the entrances and exits and drops down for the sitting areas and the advertisement screens. The material we proposed is tensile fabric woven by photovoltaic and LED threads. The station generates energy for its own consumption needs. The fabric emits light, interacting with the city's immediate environment and with the dynamicity and the flow of speed. Our proposal was awarded by the Chicago Architectural Foundation and the Chicago Architectural Club and contributed to the discourse for the future image of Chicago's public transportation.
We perceive architecture not only as an image, but primarily as a process. We design processes which then produce experiences by themselves. In our next project, we designed a healing process. It is a design research project located in Tromsø in North Norway. North Norway suffers from high suicide rates, depression and alcoholism due to the harsh climate and lack of sunlight most of the year. People used to stay at home during the dark winter and they become isolated. And a lot of them, they go to hospitals in order to get light treatment and avoid depression. Tromsø is also one of the best places to experience the Aurora Borealis phenomenon, the Northern Lights.
We wanted to create Tower of Lights. We wanted to create a platform for social interactions where the whole population comes in, lives, work, and enjoy their spare time inside these protected environments. The tower consists of a self-supported fibrous skeleton. These fibers perform a structural network, becoming denser in areas that may need more support and sparser in the areas that may need more transparency. Imagine a tree. The fibers perform various functions as well. They emit light, creating interplays and interacting with the Aurora Borealis, and acting as environmental elements, collecting water, and acting as wind barriers.
Also, the skin generates energy. It is consisted from inflated ETFE cushions which grow in between the fibers, and through piezoelectric technology, they convert wind and rain loads into electricity. We created an intelligent system. It performs as a living organism, accommodating people and providing a solution to a local social problem, embedding social, environmental, and engineering parameters which affect directly our design. Through these projects, we want to present how architecture with an added value can provide solutions to real-world problems. This is what we call smart design elegance, where the design process bridges functionality, and sustainability, materiality, and aesthetics with structural and cost efficiency, and responding always to the local environment and social needs.
We live in an era that we have the technology and the computational power to simulate the performance of a building, like the thermal exposure of an envelope or the solar gains of a space. We are in position to create environments that respond to the different local conditions across the world. Architecture can engage with people again after the modernist conformity which force people to adapt their lifestyle into generic boxes. We want to do exactly the opposite. We want to adapt architecture into local environments and people's needs.
But can architecture be on the move? In our next project, which is called London Iconic Pavilion, and it was built in London, we designed a high-end portable architecture which embeds efficiency, engineering, and iconicity. The brief was calling for a flexible structure which will travel the world for 3 years. So we came up with the idea to create a portable architecture which will be lightweight and it will work with modules in order to be as flexible as possible. So we used tensile fabric and we created these 8 petals which subdivide the space into 8 distinct areas. Each petal signifies an area on the ground, and it performs as a navigation system for the visitors.
The petal consists of smaller aluminum components tagged and assembled on site, constituting the perimeter ring beam. Then, a tailor-made white tensile fabric stretches around it like a gigantic shock, giving the final image of the petals. Anyone with the assembly manual can put it together. The petals are self-supported. They are 5.8 meters tall, and they cantilever 10 meters, creating a challenging and innovative architectural and engineering structure. The white fabric of the petals act like a canvas, creating dynamic environments through a combination of lighting and projections. This allows for a great flexibility each time the pavilion needs to travel across the world. The furniture follows exactly the same principle of flexibility, cutting-edge design with an allowance to travel easily worldwide.
Design is a system of efficient solutions applicable to all scales and modes of life, from small to big, from mobile phones to furniture, buildings, and eventually to our cities. It includes all those visual and non-visual principles that offer added value to what's being designed and answers to a simple question: why is it like that? Because it is the most efficient solution for the given set of parameters. Every time you pick up your iPhone, just think of good design. Think of good architecture. Good architecture is a result of an intelligent process. It is actually how it works. The beauty and success is driven from the logic and organization behind it. Good architecture is here to convert constraints into good qualities.
Focusing on the current era and the crisis, there's a big debate about our cities. Should we invest in good architecture? We believe that we live in an era that we have the unique opportunity to change the way we think about the public space towards a more respect to the commons, thus to ourselves. If we invest in architecture, we invest in how good we communicate and trade, thus to our economy. The Athenians had an oath for someone who was about to become a citizen. 2,000 years ago, future Athenians had to swear that we will transmit this city not only, not less, but greater than it was transmitted to us.
So let's all try to leave our cities greater and more beautiful than we received them.
Architecture has the power and means to do it. So let's do it.
Thank you.
Thank you.